We're gonna make a pizza peel. Super simple, super fast. It's basically like a really crappy cutting board just with a long handle. So these are the three pieces I'm gonna use. This is, I don't know, mahogany something. Really fucked up right here, so careful of that. It's white oak. The peel is gonna be 12 inches or 15 inches. Then the handle is gonna be another 18 inches. This is gonna be the middle piece. I'm gonna cut these down to make the wings of the peel. Yeah, super simple, easy, fast. No real tips or tricks on this one. If I think of something, I'll let you know, but it's pretty simple. My gimbal just fell and broke into 1,000 pieces, so that sucks. So I'm just on a stationary tripod right now. No more following me around with the camera. All right, let's start breaking all this stuff down, gluing it up. So far, all I've been doing is milling up some wood. This is what I want to do. This is going to be the peel right here. Then this is going to be the handle. You just saw me cut this out in the bandsaw, so I'm going to trim this off eventually, not right now. The reason I'm not going to do it now is because I think I'm going to use the table saw still. All right. What I want to do is, so I milled up all these strips and they're all different thicknesses. I want to do a kind of reverse transparent like design, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. So I'll show you with the wood I have so far, but remember white oak's going to be mixed in there somewhere too. So let me bring you in and show you what we're doing. So what I have here is, this is going to be my handle. All right, don't mind my face. I'm not in this photo. I want you to look at this. All right. So my handle, I want it to be the same length because it's going to go down. This is 14 inches. This gives me about 2 feet, right? So I want the handle to go like this. Then I want to alternate every other piece between white oak and teak going out. But I also want it to go teak, big to small, then white oak, small, big to small. So they kind of like blend through each other. As each piece gets smaller, the opposite side gets bigger. So I want this handles to go all the way through here, which is important because, well, I already cut it. So good thing my bandsaw was working because these cut on the lines perfectly. So I know this is perfectly parallel on both sides. That way when you actually have a handle, you could work with it. Now, I will be adding other pieces to the handle like this, kind of like do like a lamination just to shape it a little bit. Not like holding this. I mean, be about this size, but it won't be exactly this size. So I need to figure out how to cut these down because this all has to get removed, but I also want it to stay intact because this is integral. I don't want to just cut a long strip right here, then glue it to that. I want these to maintain rigidity to the actual piece of like the whole thing. So I got to figure out how to cut these out this length, and then, so that's what I'm going to do next. All right, so I'm happy with what we have now. I ended up having to, looks like a little sword, but it's not. It's gonna be a pizza peel. This is just a handle. So this needs to be 12, and right now, no, this is 14, I'm sorry. And right now it's sitting right at 14.5. Everything's oversized at this point. My handle is, I don't know, 13 inches, which is fine. So total with this is gonna get cut out after it's all glued up though. I'm gonna be looking at around 2 feet, which is fine because that's kind of like where I wanted it to be. So I like my pattern. I think everything works good. I've got some extra wood, but it's white oak. It's white oak. It's not supposed to be book mash or anything like that. Initially, I cut these pieces out. I want my spare pieces, but these obviously were about 2 inches too short. So I couldn't use any of these. And now I'm going to take everything to the drum sander because I need everything to be the same size. Like, I get confused sometimes because they're almost perfectly square, so sometimes my pieces they're flipped the wrong way. Like, so they're supposed to go horizontal, but they're flipped vertical, so it looks like this is a 3/4 inch piece, but this is actually supposed to be the 1.5 inch piece. So I'm just gonna mark everything, then we're gonna go over to the drum sander and sand it all down. So I have lots of pieces to sand, but I understand my orientation now. And then after this is done, we're going to start the glue up, and then after that's done, we're going to start the shaping. Happy with how this turned out. It's a little bit different kind of a pizza peel, but for my center line out, it's even on both sides. I only need 12 inches. Right now I'm sitting right at about 14, so I can take off basically an inch on the side, which is fine. I'm just gonna cut this small piece down, or the 1.5 inch piece down to about 1/2 inch, or I might just take this all the way off. And if I take that all the way off, after my glue up, we're looking at, that's right at 11 3/4. I'm going to lose some wood, obviously, in the sanding process. It's 14 now, but I'm gonna take off who knows how much. So I might be right around 12 inches width overall. I'm pretty happy with how everything's turned out. Centerline over, looking at 6.5. And centerline over, we're looking at 7.5. It's not exact right. I need to figure out why. This is right. What I think happened is because this piece is 3/4 of an inch off to one side towards me, it's pushing everything that way a little bit, but I really don't want too thin of a piece right here because that's kind of the center of the board, but the center actually fell out right between the seams, so I'm kind of like just like makeshift making it work. I think it'll be fine in the end. It's a pizza peel. It's, you know, it is what it is. So, all right, let's get to the drum sanding because we have a lot. All right. But first, I'm gonna mark all my ups on these so I know exactly which ones go up, so I don't actually start sanding down the wrong side. I'm gonna leave them all bumpy like this. They're not all the same height right now. I don't care about that. I'm gonna send it through the planer and like clean everything up after the fact. But right now, I want all the widths to be. Okay, things are looking good. Board's glued up. The camera died halfway through the glue up, so I wasn't able to get all of it. But I basically put clamps on every one of these, squeezing it in. And then right here in the middle, I put clamps between here and here to help spring it together to push this end grain into the face grain here. I got tight joints. I don't see any gaps or anything else, so that's good. But before I plane this down and actually do anything else with it, I was talking with the guy. He wants to add a longer handle. He wants a handle like this. So it's a big ass handle. Thought about doing a scarf joint. I thought about doing some fancy Japanese joinery. I think the easiest thing, because I'm going to plane this down and then I'm going to put another shell on top of it like this. So it's going to be, you know, white oak in the middle, then the teak on the outside. So I'm probably going to do a bridle joint because I think that will be the easiest thing to do for this, because as this gets shaved down, the bridle joint will stay tight. Plus I can pin it and it's going to be covered with an exterior face frame, so you won't actually see it except on the sides. But yeah, that's going to be the plan for that. So I'm going to cut this out and yeah, we'll fit it and glue it. So let's start doing that. But before I do that, I need to figure out how, I know these pieces are the same because I cut them to be the same. So that's easy enough. But I need to figure out this width and take 1/3 of it to hog out for this. Then I'll take 2/3 to hog out the sides over here. I'll probably do this on the bandsaw because then it only needs to go yay far. Then this I'll do on the table saw. So things went well. I did my bridle joint. Sure, that went fine. The issue I had was Originally, I made this like the bridle part. It was too long. It wasn't too long. I actually like the length of it. But I'm like, put the glue in. It's been about half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, oh, let me pin it so there's extra strength in there. Well, my Forstner bit was a little bit too small, and the other bit I used apparently does not like wood, and it completely blew it out and made it unusable. So I had to cut the handle down, then make a new handle and everything else. But the bridle joint's fine. I'm not too worried about the strength of it. Obviously, it's like strong enough to hold it, but that's not the point, because on top of it, I have some boards like this, which I'm going to glue into it and then shape down. So that will be nice. So that's the plan. I'm going to be doing all that today, roughing out the shape and just getting it pretty much done. It's pretty much done as is. I have to square up the back shoulders here. I have to round over the top to put the bevel on. It's just under about 1/2 inch, which I think is good for a wooden cutting board. Obviously, if it's metal, you want longer. This handle as is, I don't know, 2 feet, 1 foot. Yeah, just about 2 feet, about 21 inches. So get the shape in this right here, sand these down, then round everything over. I need a stick. That's what I need. Thick. Too thick of a stick. All right. Sometimes all you really need is a little drill bit. So we're gonna push this through. There you go. And wrap it around. Back through. There. You have a little hook for it. Yeah, we're good. The pizza peel is done. I put some finish on it. Just finished sanding it. I took the tape off, obviously, and cleaned up the edge. It's not bad. It's gonna be darker in some areas just because the glue. You're gonna see the glue line, but the crack filled in really well. I'm actually really happy with it. Overall, the pizza peel is really good. I like the pattern that turned out. Everything's beveled nicely. Still just under ½ inch, so I didn't really lose any meat in the sanding process. Let me carve down this spot right here just to make it a little bit more even. Plus, that's a nice spot for your thumb in case you want to single-handedly use your forearm and whatever. Figured that was just better than a 90-degree. But yeah, so everything else is good on this. So this video is going to be done. I like how this turned out. Super happy with it. Really happy that the pattern worked out. Thin, smaller thing, kind of like I was picturing. But yeah, this is how I make a pizza peel. Do you like it? Let me know if you like it or don't. Whatever. All right. See ya.